Welcome to Module 13, the module that actually determines whether your Genie deployment becomes a massive success or quietly dies on the vine. We've covered the tech, the security, the architecture. Now it's time for the human side. User adoption, prompt best practices, and crushing ROI. Because here's the truth. The most powerful AI tool in the world fails if people don't use it. In this module, we're focusing on how to help business users ask better questions, how to measure real value, and how to roll this out so that adoption explodes. If you're a project lead, training coordinator, or business stakeholder, this is your playbook. Let's dive in. Great tools die when users don't adopt them, and Genie is no exception. The biggest difference between a successful deployment and a failed one isn't the technology, it's how well you empower people to actually use it. We're going to cover 4 critical areas: helping business users ask smarter questions, proving real-world ROI, creating role-based training, and tracking adoption while managing change. This is the human-centric side of deployment, and it's what separates the companies that get incredible value from Genie from those that don't. Ready? Let's start by fixing the biggest problem most users have: asking bad questions. Most users start with terrible questions like, "How are we doing?" or "Tell me something interesting." Those questions are way too vague. Genie isn't a mind reader or an automatic insight engine. It needs clear direction. Instead of "Why did revenue drop?", which forces causal reasoning, better suited for agent mode, ask something concrete like, "Show me quarterly revenue for AAPL since 2020. The golden rule? The better your question maps to actual data operations, filter, aggregate, compare, or rank, the better Genie's answer will be. Let's give you a proven framework to help users ask great questions every single time. I want to introduce you to the SMART framework for Genie questions. And yes, it works incredibly well. S. Specific metric. Say exactly what you want: revenue, net margin, daily return. M. Measurable entity. Tell it the company, sector, or region. A. Actionable comparison. Ask for top 5, compare X versus Y, or show a trend. R. Relevant time range. Be precise. Last quarter, fiscal year 2024, since 2020. T. Targeted output. Tell it the format you want. Put it together. Show me the top 5 companies by revenue growth in the technology sector for fiscal year 2024. That's a smart question, and Genie loves it. Here are the top practical tips to turn your business users into Genie power users. Start simple, then refine. Ask a basic question first, then follow up using the conversation history. Genie remembers context. Always answer Genie's clarification questions. It's trying to give you a better result. Be precise with time periods and metric names. Instead of recently, say fiscal year 2024. Use the View SQL button to check the logic. If it looks off, just rephrase your question. And remember, use chat mode for quick what and how many questions, and switch to agent mode for deeper why investigations. Small wins build confidence. Encourage iteration. Let's look at prompt patterns that consistently deliver excellent results. Asking for top 10 or bottom N works beautifully because it maps directly to order by and limit. Comparisons like compare Apple and Microsoft revenue over 3 years give clear entities and time ranges. Trend questions, aggregations by sector, and specific filters all translate cleanly into SQL. These patterns are Genie's sweet spot. The more your users stick to these structures, the higher their success rate will be. Now let's look at how to turn weak questions into strong ones. Watch how a little specificity changes everything. Instead of "How did Tesla do?" say "What was Tesla's stock return in 2024? Instead of the vague "Which companies are profitable?" ask "Which companies had positive net income in fiscal year 2024? Is NVDA risky?" becomes "What is the standard deviation of daily returns for NVDA last year?" And never say "Give me everything about Microsoft." Instead ask "Show me Microsoft's revenue, net income, and net margin for the last 3 years. Pro tip: specificity is the antidote to ambiguity. The more precise your users get, the more accurate and useful Genie becomes. Now the part every leader wants to see: how do you actually measure ROI? Track time to answer. How long did it take to get an answer before Genie versus after? We're talking days down to seconds. Measure the drop in ad hoc analyst requests. Many teams see 50 to 70% reduction. Calculate analyst time freed up and multiply by their hourly rate. Track self-service adoption. Aim for 60% or more of questions being answered directly by business users. And don't forget qualitative gains in decision speed. Use this framework to build your business case, or to prove value after deployment. Let me make this concrete with a real illustrative example. Before Genie, 50 ad hoc requests per month, each taking 4 hours on average. That's 200 analyst hours, and roughly $15,000 in monthly cost. After Genie, 70% of those requests are self-served, leaving analysts with only 60 hours of work. That creates monthly savings of about $10,500, almost $124,000 per year. Even after subtracting a couple $100s for the warehouse, the payback period is basically the first month. This is the kind of ROI that gets executives excited. Success depends on giving each role exactly what they need. No more, no less. Executives and project managers need a quick 30-minute session on how to ask questions, use agent mode, and export reports. Business analysts get deeper training on curation and feedback. Data engineers focus on modeling, deployment, and security. Platform admins learn cost control and governance. And your CISO only needs a focused session on data flow and compliance. Role-based enablement prevents overload and makes sure everyone sees their specific value in the Genie ecosystem. To know if you're winning, you have to track the right metrics. Watch questions per week and unique active users. Both should grow steadily. Keep an eye on upvote/downvote ratios for user satisfaction. Aim for over 80% positive. Monitor SQL accuracy through benchmarks and ad hoc request reduction in your ticketing system. Pro tip: use the ready-made SQL queries from Module 6 to build a beautiful AI BI adoption dashboard. It'll show you daily volume, top questions asked, and even warehouse costs in real time. Finally, here's a proven 3-phase change management approach that actually works. Phase 1. Start with 3 to 5 enthusiastic champions. Give them fast onboarding, collect daily feedback, and iterate the knowledge store immediately. Phase 2. Expand to a 20 to 50 person pilot group. Run benchmarks, send a question of the day, and hold weekly office hours. Phase 3. Go broad. 100 plus users. Publish a simple one-page user guide, make internal announcements, and run monthly reviews. This phased rollout builds momentum, fixes issues early, and creates real organizational excitement around Genie. There you have it. Module 13 gives you the complete human side of a successful Genie deployment. Remember, technology alone doesn't drive adoption. Great prompting, clear ROI, role-based training, and smart change management do. When users ask better questions and see real value fast, Genie stops being that AI tool and becomes the way your team actually works with data. That's it for Module 13. Drop in the comments, what's the biggest adoption challenge you're facing with AI tools in your organization? If you've enjoyed this series, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We've got more Databricks Genie content coming. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Let's drive real adoption and real results together.